Hey, this is Mike from M&R. Today we're installing a 30-inch light bar setup on the Ford Bronco Raptor. It comes in 3 different configurations, either white light, amber light, or our newest addition to our lineup, which would be white light with amber DRL. First thing we're going to do to install a 30-inch light bar, we're going to go ahead and remove the 2 inner bolts that are going to be holding the M&R brackets through. So all you have to do with a TP40, just loosen it. The rest can be done with your fingers. We're going to reuse the same bolt after we thread it through the M&R bracket. This is how the brackets are look like. We're going to go ahead and thread the bolt that we just taken out from the factory bumper, thread it through the eyelid, and we're just going to finger tighten the bolt into the bolt hole. Once we align the center of the light bar, we can go ahead and make final adjustments. I'm going to keep this like that. We're going to do the same thing on this side of the bumper, just loosen it with a wrench. The rest can be done just with your fingers. The next step of the installation is to go ahead and insert the light bar in between the 2 bolt holes, and we're going to do the same thing by hand threading it before we make the final tie down. Oops. We have our washer and our bolt. Hand thread it on this side. We're going to do the same thing on the passenger side. Now that we got the brackets all lined, I'm going to go ahead and remove it so that way we can tighten down, make the final adjustments for the bottom bolts one side, and then rethread the sides. As you can see, there's a small gap in between the grill and the light bar itself. Now that we have it installed, I'm going to show you guys exactly how to wire it. All of our light bars, they come with a positives and negatives. The negative gets grounded to the chassis. The positive goes directly to the auxiliary switches. There's over 6.5 feet of wire to get you to the auxiliary switches, which should give you plenty of wiring to accomplish the job. We're going to go ahead and feed this through this channel, take it out from under, and feed it through the fender into the engine bay. Okay. Now we're going to feed this wire into the engine bay through the fender, and it's a good idea to ask somebody from above to help you fish it through. I see an opening. You see it?
I see it.
Pull, pull, pull. All the way. All done. Okay. And now that we got it in the engine bay, we can go towards the auxiliary switches. And just as promised, we have enough to get you to the auxiliary switch hookups. Let me show you guys how I'm wiring the light bar on the Bronco Raptor. Like I mentioned, the light bar has a positive and a negative. For the ground portion of the light bar, we're going to go ahead and put it through an eyelid, and we're going to use this bolt to ground it. The positive wire, which is the red, we're going to connect it to a yellow wire, which is the positive hot wire for switch number 3, and it also has a 15 amp fuse.
Go back to here.
So for the black wire, we're going to go ahead and throw an eyelet on there and crimp it. On the red wire, the positive wire, we're going to put a crimp connector and crimp it. Since we determined that we're going to use switch number 3 for the Bronco Raptor wiring, we're going to go ahead and take off the protective covering from the yellow wire. We're going to strip it. Now that we have the wires, we can remove the grounding. We're going to use either or. Here, I'll use the one that's closer. We're going to reuse the same bolt after we thread the eyelet of the wire. Okay, so we got the ground, and now we're going to go ahead and use the yellow wire to give power to our light bar, which is going to be crimped to the red wire like this. Thank you for watching, and let me show you the features of how it's operating.
It's on. Looks very nice.